Story 1. The guy in the server room. Okay, everybody lean in a little closer. Turn the lights down if you can. You know that moment when you're working late, the office is dead quiet, and you hear a door close somewhere down the hall, but you're supposed to be the only one there? Yeah, that happened to me, and it wasn't just once. Before I dive in, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button on our channel if you haven't already. We've got way scarier stuff coming, and you don't want to miss it. So this was back in 2019, when I was working at this mid-sized tech company in Austin, Texas. The office was in one of those converted warehouses downtown. Exposed brick, high ceilings, big open floor plan during the day, but at night it felt like a cave. My team handled IT support, which meant somebody always had to stay late for backups or patching servers. That month, it was mostly me pulling the late shifts. There was this guy on the infrastructure team named Mark. Mid-40s, quiet, always wore the same gray hoodie no matter the weather. He was polite enough, nodded in the break room, said hey in passing, but he kept it himself. Everyone knew he lived alone, no wife, no kids, no social media. People joked he probably slept in the server room because he was always the last to leave. One Thursday night, I'm there until about 11:30 p.m., finishing a ticket. The floor is empty, lights on motion sensors, so half the place is already dark. I'm packing up when I hear it. The soft click of the server room door closing. That door is heavy metal, and it always makes this distinct thud. I freeze. Mark had clocked out at 6 p.m. I remembered because he waved on his way out. I figured maybe someone forgot something. I walk over, badge in hand, and swipe. The room's cold, fans humming like always, racks of blinking lights. Nobody there. I do a full lap between the rows. Nothing. I even check the back corner, where we keep the old equipment. Empty. I tell myself it was the AC kicking on or the building settling. Old warehouse, right? Next night, same thing. I'm alone again, around midnight this time. I'm in my cubicle when I hear footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming from the direction of the server room. Not hurried, just measured, like someone pacing. I call out, Mark, that's you? No answer. I grab my phone, turn on the flashlight, and head over. Doors closed. I open it, empty again, but the air feels different. Colder than it should be, even for that room. And there's this faint smell like old paper and sweat. I start getting paranoid. I check the badge logs the next morning. Only my badge swiped in after 7 p.m. both nights. No Mark. No anyone. This goes on for 2 weeks. Random nights I'd hear the door, footsteps, sometimes low muttering, like someone talking to themselves behind the racks. I'd rush over. Nothing. But little things started piling up. My chair would be turned slightly when I came back from the bathroom. A half-empty bottle of water I didn't bring would be on my desk. Once, my monitor woke up to a command prompt I didn't open, cursor blinking like it was waiting for input. I finally told my manager, Sarah. She laughed it off at first. You're just tired, Jake. But when I showed her the badge log, she got quiet. She said she'd talk to facilities, maybe have security do an extra walkthrough. That weekend, I didn't have to stay late, so I didn't think about it. Monday morning, I come in, and Mark isn't at his desk. Nobody's seen him. HR says he called in sick Friday, then no-show Saturday and Sunday. By Wednesday, he's officially AWOL. They pack up his desk. Barely anything in it. Just a spare hoodie and a notebook full of server diagrams. 2 days later, facilities is doing maintenance in the server room and finds something wedged behind the farthest rack. Mark's badge, and a sleeping bag, and an empty pack of beef jerky with a receipt dated the same Thursday I first heard the door. Turns out Mark hadn't been going home. He'd been living in the server room for months, coming in early, leaving late, but actually staying inside after hours. Security cameras never caught him because he knew the blind spots. He'd shower in the gym downstairs before anyone arrived. But here's what still gets me. The muttering I heard, the footsteps that all stopped the day he disappeared. And nobody ever found him. Cops checked his apartment, rent paid, nothing missing, like he just walked out one day. No family to call. Sometimes, Late at night when I'm working remote and the VPN connects to those same servers, I swear I still hear through the static on the call, that low, steady pacing. Like someone still walking between the racks, waiting for the next person to stay late. Sleep tight, guys. Story 2, the woman who knew too much. Gather round, lower your voices. This one still makes my skin crawl when I think about it. Imagine you're at your desk, typing away, and you realize the person sitting right behind you has been watching your screen every single day. And she knows things about you that you've never told anyone at work. Quick thing before we start. If you're enjoying these, smash that subscribe button. We drop new true horror every week, and trust me, you'll want the next ones. This happened when I was working at a marketing agency in Chicago, right off Michigan Avenue. Beautiful old building, big windows, but the cubicles were packed tight. I sat back to back with this woman named Lisa, early 30s, super professional, always dressed sharp, blazers, heels, perfect hair. She was friendly in that surface-level office way. How was your weekend? Crazy weather, huh? But she had this habit of going completely silent for long stretches. Like, unnaturally still. It started small. One day I'm on my lunch break, scrolling through my phone, looking at vacation spots in Colorado. Later that afternoon, Lisa turns around and says, "Out of nowhere, you should check out Aspen if you're thinking mountains. The fall colors are unreal." I laugh it off. Maybe I mentioned a trip in a team meeting, but I hadn't. A week later, I get a text from my mom about my dad's knee surgery. I don't tell anyone at work. That same day, Lisa leans over and asks, "How's your dad feeling after the procedure?" I freeze. I say, fine, thanks, and change the subject. But inside, I'm rattled. It kept happening. She'd comment on songs I've been listening to with earbuds in, mention a restaurant I reviewed online the night before. Once, I've been stressing about a parking ticket I got downtown. I hadn't told a soul. She walks by my desk and drops, "City parking is the worst, right? Those tickets add up fast." I started testing it. I'd pull up random articles on my screen. Stuff I'd never talk about, like obscure bands or weird hobbies. Next day, she'd bring it up casually. "Saw something about that band you like. Pretty underground." Every single time, I thought maybe she was hacking my computer, but IT swept it. Nothing. No keyloggers, no weird software. I changed all my passwords anyway. Didn't help. Then it got personal. One night I'm home, having a rough one. Relationship stuff. I don't post anything online. Don't vent to coworkers. Next morning, Lisa brings me a coffee unasked and says softly, "Hang in there. Things always get better after the hard conversations." I almost threw up. She knew. I started avoiding her. Took different elevators. Ate lunch out. Wore both earbuds all day. But I could feel her staring at the back of my head. Sometimes I'd spin around fast and catch her, just sitting there, perfectly still, eyes on my monitor. Finally, I confided in my friend Dana from accounting. She looked at me funny and said, "Wait, Lisa, the one who quit last year." I laughed, nervous. "No," she sits right behind me. Dana pulled up the company directory. Lisa's name was gone. Profile deleted. Dana said, "Dude, that seat's been empty for 10 months. We move accounting into it temporarily, but no one's permanently there." I thought she was messing with me. I marched back to my desk. The chair behind mine was pushed in neatly. No blazer on the back, no purse, no personal items. But I swear I'd been talking to her that morning. She'd asked about my weekend plans. I asked around. Everyone confirmed. Lisa had resigned suddenly almost a year earlier. No goodbye party, no forwarding email. Just gone. Some people said she'd had a breakdown. Too much pressure. Maybe stalking an ex online or something. HR wouldn't comment. But here's the part that still wakes me up at night. A few weeks after I noticed the empty chair, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. Subject line, "We should catch up." Body was empty except for a single line. "You always did like your screen brightness at 70%. I forwarded it to HR. They traced the IP. It came from inside our building, from the exact workstation behind mine. That seat's still empty. And sometimes when I'm working late and the floor is quiet, I feel it. That stillness behind me. Like someone sitting perfectly straight, watching every word I type. Don't look over your shoulder right now. Just subscribe. And maybe turn around real slow when you're alone at your desk tonight. Story 3. The Echo in the Break Room. All right, folks, pull up a chair and dim those screens. This one's going to linger with you long after you clock out. Picture this. You're grabbing a quick coffee in the break room, the microwave humming in the background, and suddenly you hear your own voice whispering something you never said. Not an echo from events, but clear as day, repeating your private thoughts back to you. Before I get into the meat of it, quick reminder, if these tales are chilling you just right, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We got a ton more terrifying true stories lined up, and you won't want to sleep through them. This all went down in 2024 at a logistics firm in Seattle, Washington. The office was in one of those sleek high-rises near Pike Place Market. Glass walls everywhere. Killer views of sound during the day. But come evening, with the fog rolling in, it turned into this isolated bubble floating above the city. I was on the operations team, handling supply chain stuff, which meant a lot of late nights crunching numbers when shipments got delayed by weather or strikes. My coworker was this guy named Alex, late 20s, fresh out of UW, always upbeat with that Pacific Northwest flannel and beanie vibe. He was a new hire, sat 2 desks over from me in our open plan setup. Alex was chatty, loved talking hiking trails, craft brews, Seahawks games. But he had this quirk. He'd repeat things people said, almost like he was practicing conversations. At first, it was harmless. You'd say, "Man, this rain's never gonna stop," and he'd echo back, "Yeah, this rain's never gonna stop," with a nod. We figured it was just social awkwardness, maybe on the spectrum or something. No big deal. Things started getting weird about a month in. It was a drizzly Tuesday, and I was in the break room around noon, nuking some leftovers. The room was empty. Stainless steel counters, vending machines buzzing faintly, that sterile fluorescent light humming overhead. I was thinking about a fight I'd had with my girlfriend the night before. Nothing I'd shared at work, just internal monologue. Should have just apologized instead of getting defensive. Out loud? Not a word. Then, from the corner by the fridge, I hear it, my own voice, but softer, like a recording played at half volume. Should have just apologized instead of getting defensive. I spin around. Nobody there. The door's closed. I check under the table, behind the recycling bins. Empty, heart pounding. I tell myself it's the vents carrying sound from another floor. Old building quirks, right? I shake it off and head back to my desk. Alex is there, typing away, earbuds in. He pulls one out and says, "Hey, Ryan, everything cool? You look like you saw a ghost." I mumble something about bad coffee and dive into emails. That afternoon, it happens again. I'm on a call with a vendor, pacing the quiet hallway near the elevators. Muted on my end, I'm mentally rehearsing my next point. We need that ETA pushed back to Friday. Clear as a bell from around the corner, my voice echoes. We need that ETA pushed back to Friday. I end the call early, rush around. Hallways deserted. But there's Alex, emerging from the stairwell at the far end, water bottle in hand. He waves casually. "Taking the stairs for steps," he says. Coincidence? The echoes kept coming, always when I was alone or in quiet spots. Never full sentences I'd spoken aloud, but fragments of thoughts. Personal stuff, like the time I was stressing about my car payment in the bathroom, staring at the mirror, inner voice saying, "Gotta cut back on takeout this month." Then, from the stall behind me, empty, I checked, my voice whispers, "Gotta cut back on takeout this month." I bolted out, hands still wet. I started noticing patterns. These incidents only happened on days Alex was in the office, when he worked remote. Nothing, and he'd always show up nearby right after, with some innocuous excuse. Just grabbing a snack, or needed to stretch my legs. Paranoia set in. I began documenting it in a notes app, times, locations, what was echoed. The break room was hotspot number 1. Dim corners, no windows, always that low hum from the appliances masking subtle sounds. One night, working overtime. The office mostly dark except for desk lamps casting long shadows. I'm in there brewing tea, mind wandering to a family secret. My brother's old addiction issues, something I'd never breathe to anyone at work. Thought, hope he's staying clean this time. Echo, hope he's staying clean this time. From the shadows by the coffee machine. I lose it. I yell, who's there? Flip on all the lights. Empty. But as I'm storming out, Alex is in the doorway, silhouetted against the hall light. Whoa, Ryan, you okay? Heard shouting. He's holding his phone, screen glowing faintly. I brush past him, muttering about stress. Next day, I confide in my buddy Mike from HR off the record. This sounds nuts, but I think Alex is, I don't know, spying on me? Repeating my thoughts. Mike raises an eyebrow but promises to poke around discreetly. He pulls Alex's file. Clean background, stellar references, but one odd note. Previous job let him go for inappropriate use of company resources. No details. I decide to test it. Friday afternoon, I plan a fake thought while alone in the conference room. Windows shaded, room silent except for the AC whisper. I think hard. The merger's falling through next week. Total BS. Nothing I'd know. Minutes later, in a team huddle, Alex leans in and says quietly to me, "Heard the merger might be falling through next week? That sucks." My blood runs cold. He smiles like it's casual gossip. That weekend, I dig online. Nothing on Alex pops up pre-college. Fake socials? Then it hits me. Maybe tech. I remember him fiddling with his phone a lot. Always angled away. What if he was recording? Using AI to lip read or something? But thoughts? No, that couldn't be. Monday, things escalate. I'm in the break room early. Fog pressing against exterior windows like a shroud. Alone, or so I think. Mind races to something buried deep. A childhood trauma. Getting lost in the woods on a family trip. Panic still fresh. Thought, still hate the dark because of that night. Echo from under the sink cabinet. Still hate the dark because of that night. I yank open the doors. Pipes and cleaners. No space for a person. Freaking out, I confront Alex at his desk. What the hell, man? How are you doing this? He looks confused, then his face shifts, blank, almost robotic. Doing what, Ryan? I spill it all, the echoes, the timings. He denies everything, but his eyes dart to his backpack. Security gets involved. They search his stuff. Hidden in his bag, a tiny directional microphone, wireless earpiece, and a custom app on his phone linked to office Wi-Fi. Turns out Alex wasn't just echoing. He bugged the quiet spots. Break room vents, bathroom stalls, conference room plants. Microcams and mics, feeding to his device via Bluetooth. The app used AI to transcribe ambient sounds, even subvocalizations, the tiny throat movements when you think words internally. But the why? Cops got involved. Alex, real name something unpronounceable from a background check that was faked, was obsessed with human data collection. He'd done it at his last job, too. Recording coworkers' private mutterings, thoughts voiced under breath, building profiles. Sold the data? Personal thrill? He clammed up an interrogation. They found his apartment. Walls covered in transcripts. Photos of us all pinned up, annotated with our inner voices. Mine had pages. Fights, fears, secrets. He'd been living vicariously, or worse, manipulating conversations based on what he knew. Alex vanished on bail. No trace. Office upgraded security. But the break room? I avoid it. And late nights, when the building creaks and shadows stretch, I still hear it. A faint whisper in my own voice, echoing doubts I never say aloud. Is it memory? Or did he leave something behind? Listening even now? Story 4, The Night Shift Printer. Hey, everyone hush for a second and listen close. Because this one hits different when you're the last one in the building. Imagine you're working overtime. The floor is completely silent except for the low hum of the lights. And then, out of nowhere, the printer on the far side of the office starts spitting out pages, one by one, with your name typed over and over and over. Before I tell you the rest, do me a solid and subscribe to the channel. We're dropping these true stories every week. and the ones coming up are even darker. This happened in early 2025 at a financial services company in Denver, Colorado. The office was on the 18th floor of a downtown tower. Big open layout. Floor-to-ceiling windows with views of the Rockies on clear days. But at night those windows just reflected the empty desk back at you like black mirrors. I was a senior analyst on the risk team, which meant month-end closes often kept me there until 1 or 2 a.m. Most people bailed by 7. So after that, it was usually just me, the cleaning crew vacuuming a few floors down, and the building security guy doing rounds. There was this other analyst named Claire who worked the opposite shift. She came in around noon and stayed until midnight or later. Early 30s, sharp dresser, always pencil skirts and blouses, hair in a tight bun, super competent but distant. She didn't do small talk, didn't join happy hours, didn't even eat lunch with anyone. People said she was going through a divorce, but nobody really knew. She just kept her head down and crushed her reports. We overlapped maybe an hour or two most days, just long enough to nod hello. One thing I noticed early on, Claire was obsessed with the big network printer in the corner by the supply closet. She'd print everything, drafts, emails, even personal stuff like flight confirmations. And she always used the same tray 3, no matter what. If someone else loaded paper in it, she'd quietly move it to another tray and reload tray 3 herself. It started innocently enough. One night in February, I'm there alone around 11:30 p.m., running final models. The office is dead quiet, lights on half power from a motion sensors resetting. I'm deep in Excel when I hear it. The printer waking up, that familiar whine as it warms, then the mechanical thunk-thunk-thunk of pages feeding. I glance over, nobody near it. I figure Claire forgot to cancel a job before she left. I walk over to stop it. The display says printing user Claire. First page comes out, just my name, Ethan, centered in 12-point Arial, nothing else. Second page, same thing. Third, same. I hit cancel. It stops after 7 pages. I toss them in recycling. A little weirded out, but whatever. Probably a glitch. Next night, same thing. Around midnight, printer fires up again. This time it spits out 20 pages, all with my name. Different fonts, different sizes, some bold, some italic. One page has it repeated 50 times, tiny font, filling the sheet. Display still says user, Claire, but she left hours earlier. I'd seen her pack up. I checked the print queue on my computer. Nothing pending from me. I log into the printer's web interface. Last job was from Claire's account at 11:58 p.m. Even though badge logs show she swiped out at 9:47 p.m. I start feeling uneasy. I take the pages, stuff them in my bag, and finish up early. It keeps happening. Every late night I stay. The printer starts between 11:45 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. Always my name. Sometimes just once, huge font. Sometimes hundreds of times, microscopic. Once it printed my full name, middle initial included, which I never use at work. Another night, it printed my home address, 1 line per page, 50 copies. I told myself it was remote printing. Maybe Claire was logging in from home, messing with me for some reason. But why? We barely spoke. I started staying later on purpose, watching the printer. One night, I sit in the dark near it, lights off, just my laptop glow. At 12:07 a.m. it starts. No one in sight. Pages slide out slow and deliberate. I wait until the job finishes, then check the area. Nothing, but the paper tray 3, is warm, like someone just loaded it fresh. I go to IT the next morning. They pull the printer logs. Every job originates from Claire's credentials, time-stamped after she's gone. IP address is internal, not remote. They reset her password and disable her account temporarily. Problem solved, right? Wrong. That same night, printer starts again. 20 pages, my name in red ink this time, even though it's a black and white printer. Job shows is coming from a generic guest account no one uses. I escalate to facilities. They install a temporary camera pointing at the printer nook. Grainy night vision footage. For 3 nights. Nothing. Then on the 4th, at 12:12 a.m., the printer activates. No one approaches. Tray opens by itself. Paper feeds. Pages print. Tray closes. Camera catches no heat signature. No movement trigger. Just a machine running on its own. By now, I'm sleeping maybe 3 hours a night. I start coming in early instead of staying late. But then it shifts. One morning, I arrive at 6:30 a.m. First one in. Printer is already warm. Stack of pages in the output tray. My name, but now it dates my birthday and my parents' anniversary, the day my dog died years ago. Dates I've never shared. I confront Claire directly in the break room. Are you printing these? What's the deal? She looks at me blankly, almost hurt. Ethan, I haven't printed anything in weeks. IT disabled my account, remember? She seems genuine, but her eyes linger on tray 3 as she walks away. Claire quits suddenly the next Monday. No notice, just an email to HR, personal reasons. Her desk is cleared out by Wednesday. Everyone shrugs. Burnout, probably. You'd think that's the end. It wasn't. 2 weeks later, I'm working late again, deadline crunch. No choice. Midnight hits. Printer starts. I don't even look up at first. When it finishes, I force myself over. Single page this time. My name at the top, then below it. I'm sorry I scared you. I just wanted you to notice me. I take the page to security. They pull old badge logs one last time. Claire's badge had swiped in every single night after she officially left, between 11:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m., then swiped out an hour later. Every night I'd stayed late, but no one ever saw her. Cameras never caught her on the floor. Security desk logs show no visitor sign-ins. They check her old address, apartment vacant. Mail piling up, no forwarding. Family in another state said they hadn't heard from her in months. The printer still works fine for everyone else, but tray 3 is always empty now, no matter how much paper we load. And sometimes when the office is quiet and the mountains are hidden in cloud, I'll hear it warm up just once, like it's waiting for me to stay late again. So, yeah, if you ever work late in an empty office and hear the printer start up, maybe just go home. Subscribe if you want to hear what happened to the next person who ignored it. Story 5, The Forgotten Floor. Okay, lean in close and kill the overhead lights if you can. This one still makes me check the elevator panel twice every time I leave the building. Imagine stepping into the elevator after a long day, pressing L for lobby, and watching the floor buttons light up for a level that doesn't officially exist. Then the doors open onto a hallway that looks exactly like your office. Except everyone's still there, working, at 2 a.m. silent, staring at their screens like they never left. Before I go any further, hit that subscribe button if these are getting under your skin the way they should. We got more real-life nightmares coming, and trust me, you'll want a heads up. This happened in the fall of 2025 at an insurance company in Atlanta, Georgia. The building was one of those 30-story glass towers in Midtown, shiny and modern on the outside, but inside it had this weird retro vibe because it was built on top of an older structure from the 80s. Our company occupied floors 12 through 16. Floor 17 was a law firm, 18 was under renovation, and everything above that was tech startups. Below us, 11 was storage and mechanical. 10 and down were other tenants. Officially, there was no floor 13. The elevator skipped entirely, went straight from 14 to 12. Everyone joked it was superstition, bad luck, whatever. I worked on the claims processing team on 14. Long hours, open plan, rows of cubicles under harsh LED panels that never fully turned off. My coworker was this woman named Vanessa, mid-40s, always in cardigans, even in summer, glasses on a chain. She'd been with the company 18 years, knew every system, every shortcut, every urban legend about the building. Sweet lady, but quiet. She'd eat lunch at her desk every day, earbuds in, reviewing files like it was her religion. The weirdness started small. One evening in September, I'm staying late to clear a backlog. Around 9:30 p.m., the floor is empty except for me and Vanessa. She's still at her desk 2 rows over, typing steadily. Motion sensors have dimmed most of the lights. so it's just pools of glow from our monitors. I get up to hit the restroom. On my way back, I glance over. Her chair is empty, monitor off, cardigan draped neatly on the back. Figured she finally went home. I pack up around 10:15 and head to the elevators. Press the button. Doors slide open. Empty car. I step in, hit L. The panel lights up. L, 17, 16, 15, 14, and then, for half a second, 13 flickers on before vanishing. I blink. Must have been tired eyes. Doors close. The elevator descends normally until it slows between 14 and 12. There's a soft ding like it's stopping at a floor. Doors open. It's our floor. Floor 14. Same carpet pattern. Same row of cubicles, same motivational posters on the walls. But the lights are brighter than they should be for night mode, and every single workstation is occupied. 30, 40 people hunched over keyboards, screens casting that cold blue glow on their faces. Nobody looks up. Nobody speaks. Just a faint click, click, click of keys, and the low hum of the HVAC. I freeze in the doorway. At the far end, I spot Vanessa. Same cardigan, same bun, typing exactly like she was an hour ago. I call out, "Vanessa? Hey, elevator's here if you're heading down." Nothing. No reaction from anyone. The doors start to close. I stick my hand out to stop them, step back in, mash the door open button. When they slide apart again, it's the real lobby, marble floor, security desk, night guard half asleep. I stumble out, heart hammering. Guard looks up. "You okay, man? You look like you've seen a ghost." I mutter something about long hours and bolt to my car. Next day, I ask Vanessa if she worked super late. She smiles politely and says, "No, I left at 8:30. You were still here, though. Saw you on my way out." I don't push it. It happens again a week later. Same thing. Late night, alone, or so I think. Elevator stops at the phantom floor. This time I don't get off. I just watch through the narrowing gap as rows of silent workers type in perfect synchronization. Vanessa's there again, center row, staring at her screen like it's the only thing in the world. I start paying attention. Other people mention glitches. Elevators skipping floors. Lights flickering on 14 after hours. But nobody talks about the forgotten floor. I check the directory in the lobby. Number 13. Building plans online. Number 13. It's like the floor was erased. One Thursday, I decide to test it. I stay until midnight on purpose. Vanessa's gone by 7, waves goodbye like always. Floor empties. I wait by the elevators with my phone recording. At 12:07 a.m., the car arrives. I step in, press L. Same flicker of 13 on the panel. Doors close, then reopen on the duplicate floor. This time I step out. The air is colder. Stale, like no circulation. The clicking is louder, a steady rhythm. I walk slowly down the main aisle. Everyone's dressed like it's a normal workday, business casual, IDs on lanyards. Faces I recognize. Coworkers who transferred, retired, even a couple who got laid off years ago. All typing, all silent. I reach Vanessa's cubicle. She's there. Fingers fly over keys. Her screen shows an endless claims form scrolling, data filling in automatically. I say her name softly. No response. I touch her shoulder, ice cold through the cardigan. She doesn't flinch. Then every head in the room turns toward me at once. Dozens of pairs of eyes, blank and unblinking. The typing stops. Dead silence. I back away slowly, hit the elevator call button. Doors open immediately. I jump in, smash door close, and L over and over. As the gap narrows, I see them all stand up in unison. Chairs rolling back with synchronized scrape. Elevator drops straight to lobby. I don't go back to the office for 3 days. Call in sick. When I return, Vanessa's desk is empty. HR says she retired effective immediately. No party, no goodbye email. Just gone. Her cubicle cleared out overnight. I ask around. Nobody remembers her working late. Ever. Security pulls elevator logs. No record of stops between 14 and 12 on any of the nights I experienced it. Camera footage from the lobby shows me entering and exiting the elevator alone, doors opening and closing on empty cars. A month later, the company moves us to a new building in Buckhead. They say it's for expansion. I didn't argue. But here's the part that still keeps me up. 6 months after the move, I got an email from an address I didn't recognize. Subject: claim number 051326, status update. Body was blank except for an attachment, a scan document. It was a retirement form in Vanessa's name, dated the day she disappeared. Signature line had my name typed in neat Arial font. At the bottom, in small print, processed on floor 13. I deleted it, blocked the sender. But sometimes, when I'm in a new high-rise for a client meeting and the elevator dings between floors, I hold my breath until the doors open on the lobby. So next time your elevator hesitates, or you swear you saw an extra button light up, maybe just take the stairs.